Hello again. We're joining with others this month to celebrate diversity. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to summarize what we're up to at KPU in terms of advancing social justice within and beyond the university, knowing that there's also a lot of work being done by various groups and individuals across the university. Both our provincial and federal governments have included as key aspects of their mandates a number of social justice initiatives. And similarly at KPU, we're focused on advancing equity, diversity, and inclusion, on doing the work of anti-racism, and on reconciliation with Indigenous peoples. It is important to remember that at KPU, we act in an ecosystem in which a lot of independent work is connected in various ways with that of others. We hear about much of this work at PDEC, the President's Diversity and Equity Committee. It was launched at the behest of students back in 2012, and it's supported in my office along with the Director of Diversity, a part-time assignment currently held by Dr. Romy Kozak. PDEC has been busy finalizing its work plan for 2021, which will involve policy work, supporting advocacy groups in various ways, seeding projects, issuing awards, and providing a clearinghouse of sorts for information, issues, and ideas from all areas of the university. Students are well represented on PDEC, along with union representatives and some of the key administrative areas accountable for supporting our work plan: facilities, teaching and learning, human resources, student affairs, academic council, and so on. Watch for some new announcements of Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Award winners, of Pride recognition in a permanent way on our campuses, new calls for project funding, and policy review activities. You can find us at kpu.ca/PDEC. Other initiatives underway at KPU represent specific calls to action. Inspired by the events of last summer in the US, we are paying special attention to matters of systemic racism in our own university and the community. The KPU Task Force on Anti-Racism is led by one of our Canada research chairs, Dr. Asma Sayed, and work is progressing well. We expect to report with recommendations from the committee by the summer of 2022. Its website has all the details and lots of great resources. You can find it at wordpress.kpu.ca/anti-racism. The federal government, prompted by the allocation of the early rounds of Canada research chair positions across Canada to mostly white male researchers, has raised concerns about equity and diversity in the academy. With only 3 chairs in place or pending, KPU meets all such expectations and is attending to the requirement for each institution to now have an EDI action plan for both the CRC office as well as for applications for federal research funding generally. You can find out more about this at the kpu.ca/research page under Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. So we're leveraging this directive to develop a KPU-wide plan that ensures employee equity and which challenges any systemic or structural issues which perpetuate bias. The EDI Action Plan Steering Committee, of which I am a part, is coordinated by our good friends in Human Resources and includes some key leaders. Our job is to steer, not to dictate. The committee started with seeking some baseline data by engaging the Canadian Centre for Diversity and Inclusiveness, which works with a lot of companies and institutions across the country. The first step in this data collection was the CCDI Diversity Meter Survey, which was deployed in March, and the results are now being processed and interpreted at CCDI. We'll receive those in the summer, and we will take time to digest them and then report out in the early fall as we hope we return to campus in one form or another. Then the serious and truly impactful work starts. The EDI action plan must be informed by the experience of KPU's equity deserving groups, and so we will assemble a diverse institutional team to help us undertake consultations and to develop recommendations. We will also conduct an employment systems review to identify barriers to employment equity. We hope to have this work done by the summer of 2022, and along with the TFA recommendations, we should be ready by then to effect real change. And to support all this and what follows, we have in the last 2 years been building an EDI endowment fund, which now sits at $8 million. This endowment is invested by the KPU Foundation, and the earnings it produces every year will be available to KPU to advance our EDI projects and plans. Initial earnings are already being used to support some key foundational elements. The appointment of Len Pierre as the special advisor to me in Indigenous leadership, innovation, and partnerships is one of those, as is the recruitment of an EDI position to support the work of human resources. Future earnings will be available to fund initiatives that come forward as part of the recommendations that we anticipate next year. So there's lots of good work underway. Please take the opportunity to reach out if you have any ideas or concerns. You can email me at president@kpu.ca, and please stay safe. Thank you.